Do sober living houses actually help people get clean? Do they actually help people sustain from drugs and alcohol? What kinds of sober living houses are there out there? Well, let me tell you. There's funded sober living houses. There's non-funded sober living houses. There are something like therapy, outpatient sessions, NA, AA, those type of things. And then aside from sober living houses, there's homelessness due to addiction. All of these has something to do with addiction. How are we going to fight addiction in this day and age? How can we help our addicted brothers and sisters get off of these drugs and alcohol? And yes, I do believe drugs and alcohol are intertwined. I believe that there are many variables to being able to get clean and stay clean that aren't just to do with these sober living houses. Like social network, the community you're living in. I mean, was it where you already was getting high, or is it a better community? I guess it would depend on whether it's funded or whether it's non-funded. See, that's the thing. How can we actually help? How can we put our best foot forward and help these addicted people? If you think about it, we all have some type of addiction, right? I mean, whether it be to drugs and alcohol, it might be to food or to TV. It might be to sweets, yes, chocolate or candy. It could possibly be one of these things, right? So we all have some type of addiction. So don't judge other people. I have a real personal relation to this because so many of my family members abused drugs, abused alcohol. And that's why I want to talk about sober living houses. I know you guys can't really see what are on the post-its, but I'm going to go over each point with you. Okay? So, as far as the social networks, just like in Jason and Mueller's sober living houses and changes in the personal networks of individuals in recovery, sorry about that. They feel like social networks are a big part of recovery. And I believe it is. If you don't have a family member or a friend or somebody to help you overcome this, then it's not going to matter what kind of sober living facility you go and stay in. It's not going to matter whether you're in NA or AA, because one of these things will still happen. You don't have nobody in your corner. It's just you. And I'm not saying that you can't do it, because you can. The thing is if you don't have anybody in your corner, then sometimes you can fall back into those old ways. And that's something that we don't want. We want to help. These sober living facilities are here to help. The only problem, I should say, is that sometimes these community-based sober living facilities, like it was said in Polson, Henderson, Chalky, Evans, and Whitman, all stated that that a lot of people don't have adequate housing when they leave, and even the adequate housing that they do receive is in a community that, isn't very good. And when that happens, you can wind up using again. If you literally have drugs right out your front door when you wake up, then, it's like giving somebody who's addicted to cake, putting that cake right in front of them and telling them, don't eat it, right? So, that is something that I wanted to talk to you about, because we all can put our best foot forward and try to get these houses better and more funded, get them in better neighborhoods, get a social network behind them, get people to help with this. Maybe start a program like Big Brother, except for, I'll be your best friend. I'll be your support since you don't have anybody else. But sometimes people who are using only have other people who are using as their friends because they've been using their whole lives. So let's help with these sober living houses and get them up to par. Thank you so much.